In the Impact segment tonight, another grisly death caused by an illegal alien. On January 31st, 19-year-old Eswin Mejia from Honduras slammed his car into a young woman's vehicle. Mejia was drunk. 21-year-old Sarah Rood, who had just graduated from college, died just hours later at the Nebraska Medical Center. Mejia was charged with motor vehicle homicide, but was given a very low bail by Judge Jeff Marcuso. Alarmed, the Omaha police called ICE, demanding the agency pick up Mejia so he would not make bail. ICE did not. Mejia got out and vanished. Tuesday in Washington, the head of ICE, Sarah Saldana, was grilled about the incident.
Your statement says, your agency's statement, not you personally, that Mejia is scheduled to go before an immigration judge on March 23rd, 2017. But he was released by the police once he posted bail. They contacted your agency, asked him to detain him. ICE didn't act. How do you explain that to the family?
We tried to act, sir, but I believe there was a matter of hours between the time that we were contacted and the actual release. It is very hard for us to get to every inquiry that is made by law enforcement.
Joining us now from Washington, Senator Ben Sasse, who you just saw, a Republican from Nebraska. So that's not true, what Ms. Saldana is saying, that it was just a few hours, they didn't have enough time. That's not true, is it?
You're correct, Bill. They've had 3 different stories. None of them make any sense. Their first story, what they told the Omaha Police Department, is apparently that the president's executive actions in November of 2016, his illegal actions, in my view, are why there was a policy to not try to detain this guy. Subsequently, they gave the story that you heard there, that they supposedly didn't have enough time. The wreck happened on January 31. She was declared dead later on January 31. The guy posts bail and flees on February 5th, and then they've subsequently said, well, they just didn't have enough resources and it wasn't clear what they needed to do, and they'll do an after-action report. Their answers, they keep shifting, and none of them are good enough.
All right, and now I have a spokesperson giving me a statement here that admits they screwed up. Now they're admitting they screwed up, and now they're going to order their field leaders to look at this case so it never happens again. But the problem here is, number one, you got a problem in Nebraska with this judge giving this guy $5,000 bail. It was $50,000, but he makes it when he comes up with $5,000 cash. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's absurd. The judge has to know this guy's a flight risk. He's from Honduras. He's got low-level beefs in Nebraska. His blood alcohol was through the roof. Why would you do that? Did you talk to the judge? Is anybody explaining this guy?
My team and the committee staff, we're reaching out to learn a lot more facts on that, but you're exactly right. The bail was ultimately set by this judge at $5,000. That's less than the funeral charges were for the gal who died. You're right, the blood alcohol limit was 3 times the legal limit. His blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit, and this guy was known to police in Omaha because he'd been suspected of multiple negligent driving and reckless driving efforts in the past, and so that's why they asked ICE to detain him, and ICE refused to act.
You know, there's a trend in this country, I don't know whether it is affecting people in Nebraska as it is people in New York where I live, that these are all non-violent offenses. So drunk driving, even if you kill a 21-year-old girl, you know, it's non-violent, and this guy needs to get a little help with his drinking. It doesn't matter if he's an illegal alien. This is the attitude that's creeping into our judicial system, not only on the federal level, but on the local level in Nebraska.
You're right, Bill. Our founders had a vision of a government where there are very few laws, but when you have a law, you actually have an executive branch that tries to dutifully enforce it, because lawlessness is corrosive to a civil society, and we believe in a republic of laws and a republic of virtue among the citizenry. And if you this kind of thing, you undermine the public confidence in government.
Okay. And our condolences to the family of this beautiful young girl, 21 years old. And I mean, this is going to continue to happen if people don't start doing their jobs.